I stumbled out my front door, still half asleep, my travel mug of tepid coffee sloshing dangerously. The bird feeder was a wreck feather strewn across Mrs. Larson's award-winning azaleas, like a pillow fight gone wrong. A couple of dazed sparrows hopped unevenly, looking as rough as I felt. Then I saw her. Tinkerbell, one of our neighborhood's unofficial mascots, a scrappy tabby with a purr like a lawnmower. She was sprawled in the damp grass, limp, her breathing shallow. "Tinkerbell, what's wrong, girl?" I mumbled, my voice thick with sleep. Usually, she'd be rubbing against my legs, demanding breakfast. Now, she barely twitched. Panic hit me like a cold slap. I knelt, coffee forgotten on the porch, and brushed her damp fur. Her weak, heartbreaking meow sliced through me. This wasn't a bad tuna situation. This was deliberate. My eyes darted around. Down by Mr. Thompson's cat-scratched picket fence, another lump of fur. Shadow, the tuxedo cat, wasn't moving. My heart sank. This was no accident, it was a full-blown catastrophe. I scooped Tinkerbell up, her frail body terrifyingly light, and dialed my sister, Emma, my fingers fumbling. She's the head of county animal control, all business when it comes to her job. 2 rings, then her clipped voice. "James, what's up?" I tried to steady myself, but my voice shook. "Emma, it's bad. The community cat Sumion's poisoning them." Silence. Then, "Poisoning? You sure? Where are you? Don't touch anything else. I'm sending a unit, and I'm on my way." As I waited, Tinkerbell's warm weight in my arms, my mind raced. This wasn't random. For months, our HOA president, Deborah Wells, had been waging war on the cats. It started with her snippy notes about feral pests and unsanitary conditions, slipped into mailboxes in that smug font she probably used for EVY tie-in notices. Then came the HOA warnings, citing bylaws so obscure they might have been written in ancient runes. At the last meeting, Deborah, in a navy blazer that screamed, "I thrive on power," had gone full dictator. "These cats are a menace," she'd shrieked, slamming her gavel like she was auditioning for a courtroom drama. "They're ruining our pristine community. Something must be done." I'd rolled my eyes then. Now dread coiled in my gut. Had she done something? Tires squealed as an animal control van pulled up, followed by a police cruiser. Officer Bennett, young and earnest, hopped out, notepad ready. Officer Hayes, older, with his seen-it-all weariness, followed. "What did you see?" Bennett asked. "Anything suspicious?" I took a breath. Only Deborah Wells, our HOA tyrant who hates anything with fur that isn't her yappy chihuahua, Sir Barkington. I muttered the dog's name, earning a raised eyebrow from Hayes. "Got proof, son, or just bad VY Bess?" he asked. Before I could answer, Deborah herself strutted out, her blonde bob flawless even at this hour. "Officers, what's this commotion?" she trilled, her voice like a fork on glass. "I trust you're handling the cat problem plaguing our community." She spotted me with Tinkerbell, her eyes narrowing, disdain flickering before she plastered on a fake smile. "It's about time someone took this seriously. These animals are a health hazard. They dig in gardens, yowl at night. Complaints or threats?" I snapped, my temper flaring as Tinkerbell whimpered. "Because these cats are dying, Deborah." Saw. She gasped, hand to her chest, pure soap opera drama. "Dying? How dreadful. Maybe they ate bad rodents. Nature's cruel, isn't it?" Her smile was venomous. Then Emma rolled up in her black SUV, animal control insignia gleaming. She stepped out, all sharp edges in her uniform, sunglasses hiding her eyes but not her grit. Deborah, mid-rant about feline diseases, faltered. She didn't recognize Emma. Not yet. Emma ignored her, barking orders to Bennett and Hayes. Status of the animals? Samples collected. Deborah puffed up. "And you are?" she demanded. Emma removed her sunglasses, her blue eyes same as mine, but way scarier locking onto Deborah. "I'm Emma Harper, Director of County Animal Control. And this," she nodded at me, "is my brother." Deborah's face collapsed like a bad souffle. Her jaw dropped, her cheeks paled, and you could have heard a lawn gnome explode from the awkwardness. "So," Emma said, her voice icy, Tell me everything you know about these cats and their sudden illness, Mrs. Wells. I smirked. Yeah, Deborah, spill it. I'm all ears. The next hour was chaos. Emma's team taking samples from the cats' hangouts near the trash bins, under Mrs. Carter's porch, even Deborah's suspiciously cat-free rose garden. Neighbors emerged, some distraught like Mrs. Carter, who sobbed over Tinkerbell, others like Deborah's crony, Mr. Langley grumbling about property damage. Emma addressed the crowd. This is a potential cruelty case. If you know anything, speak up. Her gaze lingered on Deborah, who looked like she'd swallowed a lemon. Tinkerbell and two others were rushed to the vet, but Shadow didn't make it. Emma pulled me aside. You think she did it? I asked. She sighed. Legally, I can't say yet. Personally, she's got... I hate Joy VY best stronger than a skunk at a picnic. But we need proof, James. Solid proof. What can I do? I asked, pacing. Keep your eyes open, she said. Talk to people. Don't confront her directly, or I'll have to bail you out for TPING her roses. My contractors, Tony and Luca, were working on my backyard catio for my cats, Max and Luna. Deborah had already filed complaints about it, whining it'd attract vermin. The irony wasn't lost on me. Luca, wiping sweat, said, Your HOA lady's tighter than a drum. I saw her yesterday by the community garden, spraying something like she was on a mission. My ears perked up. What kind? Luca shrugged. Just a spray bottle, but she was intense. That was a lead. I chatted with Mrs. Carter, who'd seen Deborah skulking near the cat feeding spot. By the trash cans, I found 2 empty bags of rodent repellent, the label screaming toxic to pets. My blood ran cold. That night, Deborah called an emergency HOA meeting to address the wildlife tragedy. It was a blatant move to spin the narrative. In the beige clubhouse, she oozed fake sympathy. I'm heartbroken over these feral animals. Perhaps irresponsible residents left out tainted garbage. She glared at Mrs. Carter, who bristled. I stood. Some of us think it's more than garbage, Deborah. Toxic repellents have been used near the cat spots. Her mask slipped, just for a second. Pest control is vital, she snapped. Are you accusing me of harming animals? That's slander. Emma, sitting quietly in the back, didn't speak, but her presence rattled Deborah, whose speech grew shaky. The meeting dissolved into shouting. The next day, Officer Hayes stopped by. Lab found the same toxin from that repellent in the soil. Matches what Lucas saw her spraying. But we need motive, a direct link. Deborah had lawyered up, claiming she was fighting invasive weeds. Sure, weeds that hate cats. That evening, a typed note was taped to my door. Stop meddling. Some animals are better gone. A friendly warning. Chills hit me, but also, really, Deborah? Times New Roman? I set up a wildlife camera by the cat feeding spot. For 2 days, it caught squirrels and a confused poodle. Then, jackpot. At midnight, Deborah, in gloves and dark clothes, scrubbed the area like a mob cleaner, arguing on her phone, paranoid. I sent the footage to Emma. It's not the poison VYL, she said, but it screams guilt. Then the vet called about Sparky, a young cat who'd serve VY vet. Found a plastic tag in his fur, she said. Bright orange, like from a plant. The photo she sent showed a fancy tag, the kind Deborah would use for her prized orchids. The next morning, Emma called, triumphant. Lab results are in. The poison matches the repellent and the tag from Sparky's fur. It's from a rare orchid in Deborah's garden. We got her. Emma, Hayes, and Bennett arrived with a warrant. From my driveway, with Tony and Luca checking the catio, we watched Deborah answer her door, feigning shock. A warrant? This is harassment, she screeched. They found the poison in her garage, hidden behind pots. Then Bennett held up a notebook, stunned. It was Deborah's manifesto, dates, times, and rants about -1, napping on her roses, complete with a map of the cat's hangouts. She'd snapped. Deborah unraveled, shrieking. They were ruining everything. My roses, the lawns, our investments. You should thank me. Tony whispered, Oscar-worthy meltdown. Hayes cuffed her. You're under arrest for animal cruelty. She wailed about her connections as they led her away. Emma shot me a nod. Mission accomplished. The neighborhood exploded. Deborah was bailed out but resigned as HOA president, her house for sale within days. Mrs. Carter was elected president, declaring a cat appreciation day. The community built feeding stations and shelters, and a TNR group adopted out cats like a spunky ginger kitten. My catio, a feline palace with a guard tower, was the talk of the town. Tony and Luca, over beers, marveled at the chaos. Crazier than a fox in a hen house, Lucas said. I grinned, watching Tinkerbell swat a butterfly. Never a dull moment. Deborah pleaded guilty to lesser charges, fined, and sentenced to community VYC at a cat shelter, a poetic twist. Her arrest went VY Row, her mid-rant photo a meme, the Rose Reaper. Months later, with the cats Thrive VY Ing and the neighborhood united, I leaned against a new shelter, Emma beside me. Who knew a cat crisis would fix this place? I said. She smirked. Sometimes it takes a VY lane like Deborah to bring folks together. So what do you think? Was Deborah just a control freak pushed too far, or a cold-blooded cat hater? Should the neighborhood have spotted her crazy sooner? Could you forgive someone like her, or is she beyond redemption? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more wild neighborhood sagas.